Venerable educator and all the online audience. In this current era, people are able to do their daily activity almost as normal as life before COVID-19 exists. They start to back on their busy life after prolonged periods of time. They starting back to office and start to work again. Even some schools reopen their classroom again. But people still have to pay attention about the existence of COVID-19. They still have to apply health protocols during their activities everywhere and every time. They must be disciplined about obeying the government rule and must be able to adapt, make peace, and live together with COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, this era is called New Normal Era. I am Tiara and Navela from SMN 1 Blitar, here to express my point of view about the imperil of humanity lost during COVID-19 to the new normal era. Thank you for the educator and all the committees for this amazing opportunity that given to me so I can give my point of view about it. Many new rules have made by the government to make the condition can be back to almost normal again without the feeling of being afraid of the virus. But my question is, are these rules truly not bothering other aspects in human life? Because of this, social awareness will decrease, even social concern too. People tend to focus on themselves, and it can take effect to the humanity of everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the humanity case happened during this pandemic and the lightening of social awareness? First, public cannot hold sacred social engagement such as marriage as before. But in new normal, government issuing new policy related to the marriage service. So public started to be allowed to holding marriage ceremony, but they have to implement it health protocols. Other sacred social is going to the morning. Yeah. Now funeral usually only attended by the close family of someone who passed away. The second point, new normal becomes a new challenge for the world of work. It is because company is demanded to be able to balancing between company interests and workers' health. Companies will force to cut off the worker because of some reasons, such as the declining of market demand because of PSBB, the limited capital assistance, and the limitation of cash flow, especially to pay the wage of the labor. If company cannot change and innovate, so they will be bankrupt slowly. And if there are a lot of the worker being cut off by the company, so the number of unemployment people will increase. And the result is there are a lot of people who cannot support their basic family needs. The third point, senior citizens cannot meet with their children who work far away. There are no guarantees that the children who are going to back to their hometown are clean from the virus, right? So even the possibility they carry the virus are greater. Because of this condition, it will render the family bond between both of them and make them missing each other. The next point, little children and teenagers get impact of COVID-19 in their mental health. Since this pandemic, children lost their connection with their friends. They become restricted in playing, having fun, and learning the new things in outdoor area. So the children tend to get bored quickly when studying. They are pressed to adapt with online classes, which is not easy for them. They are stressed and depressed in facing this condition. It is reflected in the latest research conducted by researchers at the Faculty of Medicine, Pajajaran University. As many as 47% of students experience symptoms of depression as the result of COVID-19 pandemic. The next point, the divorce rate is higher during the pandemic. Yeah. Some happen because the family financial is decreasing. Less income is not sufficient to support the family need, and then it resulting viral. They will argue and fight and make domestic violence, and then children will get the impact too. The next point, in this early year, there are some disasters happen in our country. It is started to landslide disaster in Sumedang, and a flood disaster in South Kalimantan, the crash of Sriwijaya Air, and the eruption of Semeru Mountain. Because of some disasters that happen, so the number of people who struggling will be increased. and the handling of COVID-19 pandemic will be more difficult for us. Now let's talk about another point. Ladies and gentlemen, who are the person that we can call as heroes to overcome this pandemic? Medical worker has very important role to handle this pandemic. They are the one and only who interact directly with the positive patient and struggling to cure the positive patient. They are not only that, they are willing to sacrifice their time, energy, even their soul to help to resolve this pandemic. Their role to solve this pandemic is not easy. Yeah, moreover, since the implementation of new normal, where everyone is allowed to go to other region, so it makes the number of positive patient will increase. But on the other hand, the health condition of the medical worker already fatigued to face this pandemic. As September 27, the Indonesia Doctor Association mitigation team recorded 127 doctors who had died of being exposure to COVID-19. It shows us how great the struggle of medical worker to fight the COVID-19 is. And remember, they also have a family that must be left to handling the pandemic. Some of them cannot meet the family for long periods of time, and they just can interact by video call to reduce their longing. Ladies and gentlemen, not only medical worker, but the patient also get the impact too. When they are studied to be positive of COVID-19, it can give depression for them. Yeah. It is because the existence of negative thought about whether they can recover or not, and negative thought about the assumption of people around him. Because oftentimes the positive patient of COVID-19 are being eschewed by the society. So this condition will raise the feelings of being not accepted by the neighbor, and as if they had done something wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, from all of my point above, we can know that citizens and state are being hit by the virus disaster. So there are a lot of people who are having trouble to face this pandemic. But in this difficult pandemic, in this difficult condition, there are also some selfish people who don't think of anyone else and just take the advantage from this trivial condition. This kind of people could be said that they lost their humanity. Some people that are people who underestimate the existence of COVID-19 and act as if this pandemic is nothing or not truly exists. They hang out and break the health protocols, just having fun and not thinking of the struggle of the medical worker. Also, people who had social event and gathering without implemented health protocols and invited many people. Not only that, in this crisis situation, there are some ministers who still doing corruption and they don't have empathy for our country. Other than that, there are also some people who share hoax news too, and it can create the social unrest in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get out of this crisis situation by working together. One of the things that we can do is like respecting the performance of medical worker by adhering health protocols together, obey the government policy and help each other as best as we can. Humanity is the things very needed now. Now there are some charity platforms to help each other. Believe me, we can overcome all of this together. Pray and try together. Humanity is in danger. Let's give our heart and win the struggle together. Thank you.